Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Before we read, let's invoke the blessing of the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha अनादिरादिर गोविंदः सर्व कारण कारणम। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तविंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. We have been reading from the book Trinadapi Sunichena by Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj, and we are at the chapter The Source of Envy and Intolerance. So today we are starting with the section The Desire for Enjoyment is Insatiable. In the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Yayati Maharaj speaks about people with an insatiable desire for enjoyment. Just 1 minute. So Yayati Maharaj speaks about the people with an insatiable desire for enjoyment. यत्पृथिव्यम्बरति यावम् हिरण्यं पाशवास्त्रियः नादुह्यन्ति मना प्रीतिं पुंसा कामाः तस्य ते. Those who are very lusty, very greedy, even if they will acquire all grains in the world, if they own all gold and silver of the whole world, if they rule over all animals of the whole world, if they have all women of the whole world, still they will not be satisfied. Their desire for enjoyment will never be satiated because it is insatiable. Then Yayati Maharaj says, Na jatu kama kamanam उपभोगेन सम्यति हविषा कृष्णवर्त्मेव भूय एवाभिवर्धते. If you pour ghee to a blazing fire, the fire will not be put out. Rather, it will blaze stronger, demanding, give more, give more, give more. Similarly, the more you give enjoyment to your senses, the more they demand. Give more, give more, give more. Why one wife? Give me hundreds of wives, thousands of wives to enjoy. Yayati Maharaj is speaking from his own experience. His father-in-law, Shukracharya, cursed him. Yayati's wife, Devyani, had a dasi, a maid-servant, named Sarmishta, and he fell in love with her. Devyani could not tolerate it. This is a woman's nature. She cried, "Oh, my husband has fallen in love with my maidservant." She went and told her father Shukracharya. who then cursed Yayati. You become important. Important. You become old and invalid. You will have no more enjoyment. Yayati thus became old and infirm. Then Devyani thought, oh, my husband is impotent. My husband is now old and invalid. How will I be able to enjoy? Who will give me enjoyment? I have also been deprived of enjoyment now. She again pleaded, oh, my father, I am bereft of enjoyment now. My husband is old and impotent. Hearing his daughter, the affectionate father said, very well, if someone will mercifully take Yayati's old age and give him their youth, then he can enjoy again. Then the question of who will exchange their youth comes. Yayati had many young sons. He requested them all, oh my boy, will you please take away my old age and give your youth in return so that I may enjoy? Who will give up their youth? Though he is the father, they refused. No, no, no. Why would we accept your old age and give up our own enjoyment? No one wants to accept old age. Yayati's youngest son, Puru, agreed. All right, father, I will give you my youth and I will accept your invalidity. So Yayati became young again and he enjoyed his wife Devyani for hundreds and hundreds of years without satiation. Then he makes this statement. या दुष्ट याजा दुर्मतिर्भि जिर्यतो या न जिर्यते ताम तृष्णम दुःखदे निवहम सर्म कामो द्रुतम त्यजेत. For those who are greatly inclined towards material enjoyment or sense enjoyment, it is very difficult to give it up. Even when a man is old, completely invalid, on the verge of death, he can no longer enjoy with the senses. Still that desire for enjoyment is so strong, so great in him, he cannot give it up. Still he wants to enjoy a beautiful woman. Especially the desire for sexual enjoyment is so great. So dear devotees, this is learning from Yayati Maharaj. We are not even any king. We are ordinary people. So if the king is saying such statement, what to speak of us? Right? King has all the facility. He has already gone through. Right? So what to speak? So that's why this Kamini, Kanchan, and Kirti, these three things, people think that, oh, I acquired this. Now, if once I acquire some more, then I will be happy. I I got this reputation. Once I become little more reputed, then I will be happy. No, this is endless. As is saying, pouring the ghee. Who gets satisfied? Even Bali Maharaj, right? We don't even own our home. For home also we take mortgage, isn't it? Bali Maharaj, right? He has all the three planetary system, three world. He was even still not satisfied because that's the nature of these senses. These senses will never be satisfied unless we engage our senses in the service of the Lord of the senses, who's the Rishikesha, right? Rishikesha is Krishna. When we engage our senses in the service of the Lord of the senses, then only. Now imagine whatever age we have, right? We enjoyed so many things. Now can somebody say, oh, I am tripped now? 100% tripped. Nobody can say because senses still demands these three things, right? So the real enjoyment is in the service of Krishna. That can only satisfy us. Nothing else can. And why nothing else can satisfy? Because we are not that those material things. We are spirit soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna. And that's why nothing can satisfy us except Krishna. Just Krishna says, Mamai Vamsho Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So only Krishna can satisfy us. That's it. Nothing else. We may attempt. We have been attempting for so many years. So next, Emperor Akbar and his daughter. There is a story about Akbar, who was famous Mughal ruler. Bala Saha. Akbar had a court jester named Birbal, who could make the king laugh with his jokes. Once Birbal told the king the same thing. Yayati Maharaj has mentioned here in Bhagavatam. The desire for sex enjoyment is so strong, even a very old and invalid man cannot give it up. He wants to enjoy a woman. He may be about to die, still, this desire is very strong. Emperor Akbar said, No, 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 this is not true. One who has become so old, his senses are weak and impotent. How can he have such desire? No. All right, then let us make an experiment. Then Birbal said, Please search for the oldest, most informed man in the kingdom who's about to die, and then let us visit him. They found the oldest man in the kingdom lying on his deathbed, invalid and about to die. Akbar had a beautiful 16-year-old daughter. Birbal suggested, Very good, let us go together and we will take your daughter with us. She should decorate herself attractively in a sari and ornaments. The three of them set out. A message was carried out to that old man that Emperor Akbar is coming to visit you. Then that old man thought, Oh, Emperor Akbar is coming to me? Why, for what purpose? The Birbal, the, the king, and his young daughter arrived and entered the old man's room. Birbal told Akbar, Let us stand on one side of the old man's bed and let your daughter stand on the other side of the bed. The old man looked at the young daughter. He did not even as much as look at the king. Then Birbal said to the king, You see, he is looking at your daughter, not at you. Akbar had come to see the old man, but the old man did not even see him. Rather, he only looked at his young daughter. This proved that this desire was there, even in such an old man. Therefore, Yayati Maharaj has said, Ya dushta ya jadur matir jiryato ya na jiryate tam trishnam dukha nivaham sarma kamo drutam tejet. If you really want to be happy, immediately give up the desire for sense enjoyment, which is the cause of all kind of misery. Yayati Maharaj has said this, but it is very difficult to give up sense enjoyment. You all have experiences. This is practical, not theoretical. How can one give it up? So we'll stop here. So this is a story. And how can we give it up? Krishna gives the formula. Krishna gives the formula that because Bhaktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, that Krishna is the only enjoyer. And when we engage everything in Krishna service, then it is possible. So the impossible path is also given, because possible path also given. So this formula Krishna has already given, and all the acharyas has already walked on the path where they control their senses. So that is possible, but in further they will explain how Guru helps in this journey as well. So we'll stop here. Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj ki jai. So now we'll read Srila Prabhupada Leela. Srila Prabhupada ki jai and His Holiness Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj ki jai. So we were at Let There Be a Temple, and we are talking about how Governor visited Prabhupada when Prabhupada was having 104 fever. Next is Bombay. From November 1974 through January 1975, Srila Prabhupada stayed in Bombay. During this time, he persistently but patiently tried to obtain the no objection certificate, which would enable him to start construction of Radha Ras Vihari's beautiful temple. His close involvement with his project impressed Giriraj and others who were dedicating their lives to Hare Krishna land. As Srila Prabhupada has written in Bhagavad Gita, one has no goal in life save and except acting in Krishna consciousness just to satisfy Krishna. And while working in that way, one should think of Krishna only. I have been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. While acting in such a way, one naturally has to think of Krishna. And that order of Krishna comes through disciplic succession from the bona fide spiritual master. To serve in a particular project, dedicating oneself to giving the local people Krishna consciousness was an opportunity Srila Prabhupada offered every disciple. His, his field was entire world, and he was like an emperor who wanted to award vast lands to loyal sons. But his awarding of lands and projects was not for material ownership, which is always illusory, but for service to the Lord. Krishna was the proprietor of everything. Therefore, a preacher could remain in particular area of Krishna's domain and try to free the residents from the clutches of Maya. So, dear devotees, point to be noted. Whichever situation Krishna has put us, we should try to make ourselves Krishna conscious and also, if possible, people around us. And the best thing is charity starts from home, right? At home, family members, we should help. If they don't take interest in Krishna conscious, whatever help we can do, whatever reminder we can give, whatever opportunities we can give, so that they also progress. That is also preaching. So preaching starts from home. Don't force them, but whatever the opportunity, right, we can give so that they get benefited. Hare Krishna land in Bombay was one of the Prabhupada's major plans, but it was only gradually evolving. As if Krishna first wanted to see the devotees pass many tests of obedience to Prabhupada's order before allowing the project to manifest. Although ISKCON owned a half dozen tenement buildings on Juhu land, law prohibited them from evicting any of the tenants. But no law said that owner could not add another story onto his buildings. So Srila Prabhupada had requested Mr. Sethi, a loyal life member and construction contractor, to build rooms on top of at least two of the tenement buildings. Eagerly, Mr. Sethi had undertaken this order and had obtained permission for the construction. Now that the work was completed, the rooms were being used for brahmachari quarters, offices, and book storage. At last, devotees had vacated the straw huts that had been their residence from their first days on the land. This move not only relieved them from living in nasty rat infested quarters, but also allowed them to tear down the huts. And demolition of the huts had been a stipulation before city would issue the NOC. Another major objection from the city had been that the temple's bhajana would create a nuisance, and that point had to be satisfied first and foremost. When the police saw Prabhupada's drawing of the projected temple and hotel, they admitted that within such a big temple, Kirtana would not create as much noise as it did at present. So they agreed to accept the master plan for Hare Krishna land and remove their objections based on nuisance, provided ISKCON tear down the straw huts and widen the access road so that tenants could approach the back portion of the land. See, dear devotees, the Hare Krishna Kirtan, they say nuisance. Is it a noise? Rest all nonsense, 94 channels in the TV. That is not a noise. Huh? All the traffic pollution, traffic noise pollution, that is not a noise. But they are saying this Kirtan, that's noise. See the rascality here, right? Each of these legal demands involved many detailed points of contention. It was like a long, drawn out chess game. But Prabhupada was experienced, cautious, and determined. He proposed to stay at Hare Krishna land for several months to help Giriraj, Mr. Sethi, and others. Meanwhile, Prabhupada insisted that spiritual program at Hare Krishna land go forward unabated. Even without a permanent temple, 5 to 700 guests were coming for the Sunday feast. Giriraj had reported to Prabhupada that Janmashtami in Bombay had been a great success, with several thousand people coming to see the deities and take prasadam. For Srila Prabhupada, who was now accustomed to staying in places like New York or Los Angeles for a week or less, to stay in Bombay for 3 month period confirmed again that Hare Krishna land was very dear to him. It was his special child. When danger threatened, he became alarmed and protective. And when success came, he was very proud and wanted to tell the world. So recently, one calendar we received on the calendar, the punchline was from Kutir to Mandir. And then punchline was let them see what we were and what we become. So much struggle Prabhupada and his disciples has experienced. And now who's getting benefited? All of us getting benefited, isn't it? When we visit these temples, so comfortable, everything is nice, beautiful, so comfortable, isn't it? So we should visit as much as possible. But what happened, dear devotees, a person who's living in Haridwar, and you often see a person living in Haridwar, he waits for municipality water to come in order to take bath. Arey boss, half mile away, half kilometer away, Ganges is flowing. Can't we go and take bath in Ganges? Why we have to wait for municipality water? But this is what happens. When everything comes easily, we don't give value. Thousands of miles away, people are traveling to Haridwar to take bath in Ganges. And the people living in Haridwar, they wait for the municipality water. What a tragedy, right? So Familiarity breeds contempt, right? Unless we see some struggle, we don't realize the value of that. So these books, when we read, it realizes that so much struggle they have gone through, isn't it? We have not gone through that struggle, but so nice temples facility we get it. Now we should utilize it, not to have temple empty, right? Prabhupada seemed satisfied that at least some construction was always going on. He asked that Mr. Sethi build a brick wall around the property, even though parts of the wall were sometimes torn down at night by gundas. Build something, Prabhupada said. Quote, if it is just one brick, but go ahead with construction. Just as when, in acquiring the Bombay property, Prabhupada had understood the great value of possession even before attaining the deed. So with construction, he insisted they go ahead even without full permission. The work must begin, Prabhupada said. Quote, whether you have got sufficient man and bricks or not, begin even little, so it can be understood that we have begun. So another point to be noted, dear devotees, as Prabhupada is mentioning little. So little service every day to Krishna, incrementally, iteratively, we can become devotee. Little service every day, even if not more. Like little we are reading every day, right? It is helping us. It, it makes our conscious more Krishna conscious. Srila Prabhupada had received word from Vrindavan that the newly elected governor of Uttar Pradesh, Dr. Channa Reddy, had visited the temple site. Hearing this, Prabhupada decided to invite him for the rescheduled opening of Krishna Balaram Mandir. Quote, Your Excellency, tentatively the date is fixed up on Sri Ram Navami, the birthday of Lord Ramachandra. Probably it will be the fixed up date because we are depending on the progress of the construction work. If you kindly give me your consent, we can print Your Excellency's name on the invitation card as the chief guest and inaugurator of the temple. You are already our member as well as a great devotee of Lord Krishna, so we shall feel it a great privilege if you kindly agree to this proposal. Prabhupada followed his invitation to governor with a letter to Surabhi in Vrindavan. Quote, everything must be cent percent completed by the end of March. Is the contractor cheating? That means it will never be finished. Simply we have to put money. From the photos I have seen, there is not very much progress. What to do? I want no explanations. I want to see everything finished. If there is still doubt, please tell me frankly. Invitations were coming in for Srila Prabhupada to travel to different places, and another world tour was developing. Prabhupada wrote to Hridayananda Goswami, who was inviting him to visit Mexico City and Caracas. Quote, yes, I want to come there very much. Now we are in Bombay trying to get permission from the government to build our temple. And it appears that we will possibly be getting the permission next week. If this works out, then I will immediately be going to Honolulu, and from Honolulu, I can go directly to Mexico City, then Caracas, and then to Australia by the end of January. If Bombay situation is not settled up, I may have to stay till mid Jan or so, and then in mid or end of Jan, I will be going to Australia to stay for 1 month. By mid January of 1975, the city finally issued the NOC. Prabhupada was jubilant and immediately called for cornerstone laying ceremony. He had already held a groundbreaking and cornerstone laying ceremony in March 1972 on the first moving to land. Nevertheless, he wanted another one, as this would actually signify the beginning of the construction of the temple. He therefore devised a festival involving all life members and friends of ISKCON in Bombay. Srila Prabhupada was ready to travel, and this time more than ever. He impressed on his leaders in Bombay that the temple construction should go ahead without interruption. No doubt there would be a new opposition from the government, but such opposition would be overcome, as in the past, by Krishna's grace. The devotees, however, would have to be very determined. This was the reward of working for Prabhupada in Hare Krishna land, that one gained determination in the face of trouble and knew that by staying with one's service, he was pleasing Krishna and Krishna's pure devotees. So, dear devotees, another point to be noted, Prabhupada always jubilant and he wanted to have festival more often, isn't it? Throughout the book, Prabhupada explains that, hey, arrange a festival, invite people, feed them nice prasadam, right? So this is very nice thing actually. We should not be miser in feeding the prasadam, thinking that oh, this will be too costly to have. Whenever such Krishna festival happen, lavish prasadam should be there actually. And somebody says when we cook for devotees, we have to be careful. Even while cutting the potatoes, we can't cut potatoes big pieces. No, we have to cut in such a way so that devotees can nicely eat. And similarly, too much frozen vegetable instead of too much frozen vegetable, we should cut nice thing, fresh, right? So they're good for the health and they're all good for the devotees also. Not to be lazy and do that stuff. So that is really very nice. That Prabhupada always wanted to have good festival. Such a great enthusiasm. So we'll stop here. This section is finishing. Next, we'll start from 1975, from February. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Satsvarup Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Anybody has any question, correction, chastisement, or any realization anybody would like to share? All right, so there is no question. We can wrap up and continue our chanting. Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. So thank you, dear devotees, for listening to me, and please forgive me if I have not read properly.